BRC-11, local first.
Vacant or rundown buildings has become a threat to the county. I'll tell you why it sparked concern for a local senator.
Plus, local police need your help identifying this robbery suspect. But we begin tonight with multiple injuries caused by crashing into cattle on the roadways. Good evening, I'm John Buffone. A total of 4 cars crashed into large cattle on 2 separate occasions, all within a span of 24 hours. The cows were a part of a herd that's been on the loose since Saturday night. News 11's Brendan Leslie has the details.
It's just a cow. No, that is the livelihood of these people that, who farm, who raise, who milk and such as that. So we want to protect their investments as also protect our citizens, going down the motorway.
An Ephrata farmer lost a herd of 150 cattle Saturday night, causing 2 major accidents. 2 people were seriously injured after authorities say they struck 3 cows on Frysville Road in Ephrata Township. The cows were euthanized at the scene. The incident occurred early Sunday morning during heavy fog conditions. Chief Bill Harvey of the Ephrata Police Department urges motorists, if possible, to avoid driving in foggy conditions.
First of all, do you need to even be driving right now? That's the biggest question there is. If you can delay traveling through fog, that's great. If you can't, well, here are the tips. Number 1, slow down. Slow down.
3 other cattle were still missing, and one of them caused another accident on Route 222 North early this morning. Police say 3 cars plowed into the cow near North Farmersville Road overpass, sending 2 drivers to the hospital. Still no word on if the remaining 2 lost cows have been found.
Most domesticated farm animals, some of them are being, used to being handled by handlers, their owners. Some of them are not used to people whatsoever, and if you don't know what you're doing, the best thing you can do is call 911, report, and warn others.
Reporting in Ephrata, Brendan Leslie, News 11.
Chief Harvey also says if you are driving through fog, keep your lights on low to avoid a blinding effect. Northern Lancaster County Regional Police need your help identifying this suspect. Around 5 p.m. today, police responded to an armed robbery of a gas station convenience store on the 800 block of Lidditz Pike. The suspect is described as a white male, thin build, wearing sunglasses and a long sleeve shirt. He fled on foot with an undisclosed amount of cash. Anyone with information is asked to contact Northern Regional Police. Northern Regional is also investigating 2 separate burglaries that happened in Warwick Township. The first occurred at a home on Whitetail Path. According to police reports, someone entered the unlocked home late Saturday night and items were stolen. The homeowners reported hearing noises inside the house, but thought it was the family pet. The other happened at a home on Snaley Mill Road. When the residents returned home from vacation, they discovered someone had pried open a back door and stole electrical equipment. Well, it was a dreary Monday outside, but how will the rest of the week play out? Let's ask Carl Kern, who has our first look at the forecast.
First Look Weather is brought to you by the Wagon at Weaver Markets. Check out weavermarkets.com for this week's menu.
That's a fair assessment there, John. I would say dreary is about the best way to put it. It wasn't a rainy day, but it certainly wasn't, it didn't give you any impression that it was going to get nice today. Now, that's going to be the same case again tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow may be a little drearier than today, maybe a little better chance of a shower. There could be a little wetness out there right now. But we do expect things to stay relatively calm. There's really no wind to speak of. Temperatures are mild, the humidity is high, the rainfall remains light, and sunshine is in the immediate forecast and the long-term forecast. I'll let you know when the best days to see that sunshine is with the full forecast in a few minutes. John.
Sounds good. Thank you, Carl. Well, over in Denver, streets and traffic flow were the main points of discussion at the Borough Council meeting tonight. The board addressed the South 4th Street Bridge replacement plan and its effect on bus routes once school starts up at the end of this month. There is currently an automated traffic light that has reduced the bridge to 1 lane.
We will have the light turned, both lights actually, the light at the bridge and the light at Main Street turned to blinking, and then a fire police will be there to help guide those buses through so that we don't have buses stacked up on either end of the bridge project. Get them through, and then lights will be activated again to where their normal operation, and that'll be it for today.
The possibility of adding crossing guards to safely guide walking students as well was discussed. Well, if you or someone you know works or lives near a nuclear power plant in Pennsylvania, you may be eligible for free potassium iodine tablets. Next Thursday, the PA Department of Health will offer the free pills to residents that work or live within 10 miles of either Peach Bottom or 3 Mile Island. The pills can help protect the thyroid gland against harmful radioactive iodine that occurs in emergency situations. Employers can contact the Department of Health to pick up tablets for their entire workforce. Governor Wolf announced that students will be spending less time testing and more time in the classroom. Along with the Secretary of Education, the governor announced a significant reduction in standardized testing. The change to the Pennsylvania System of School Assessment, or the PSSA, will reduce the length of the test by 20% in grades 3 through 8.
Just having students sit in seats and take those tests is very uncommon. That's not what classrooms look like anymore. And so just the fact of forcing students to sit so long, that in itself creates its own level of anxiety and frustration.
These changes don't affect high school students, who will still be required to take the Keystone exams in algebra, biology, and English. Well, stay tuned to the Evening Report. More local news is coming up after the break. The Lancaster County Career and Technology Center has kicked off a new skills initiative. Plus, today is a special day for World War II veterans. We have the details. And later in sports, it's the first official fall sports practice day. Brian Cass will have all the news and notes from around our LL football scene. Senator Scott Martin hosted a roundtable discussion with community leaders and local officials today to discuss ways to combat blight in Lancaster County. News 11's Taylor Tosheff has more on the story.
Blight is not something in any way unique to the city.
Blight has taken residents in small towns and is spreading throughout Lancaster County, which is why Senator Scott Martin hosted community leaders and local officials today to discuss ways to combat it.
There's a lot of great ideas that don't necessarily require massive amounts of government funding, but great ideas to improve processes, to use existing resources, that you can actually take these properties from being a real hole in our neighborhoods.
Officials discussed how blight in properties gets to that point and what they can do to stop it. While new programs were brought to the table, they say it's important to start local.
Across this entire county, where you've had the active nonprofit groups, whether it's the Lancaster City Alliance or Downtown Ephrata or Venture Lit, it's whatever it might be, they all had local champions that said, we're not going to let this happen in our community. How do we make it rise up? And they're doing it, and that's great.
One of those champions is Andrea Glass, the executive director of the Ephrata Area Chamber of Commerce. She understands the physical and social effects of blight in our local community.
It's not just vacant structures on the building, it's also the absence of critical community services as well.
One of the most recent efforts to combat blight in Ephrata was the revitalization of the new main.
Penn Ketchum investing in the new main and revitalizing the new main has really again brought a lot of energy and enthusiasm to Ephrata. So it's exciting to be on the ground and see what these different partners are doing.
But the main fighting force to combat blight is to start small.
Talk to your neighbors, talk to your local government officials, point out things that are wrong, talk to them about the fact that this isn't right here. That's where it all starts.
Reporting in Lancaster, Taylor Tosheff, News 11.
Officials say they are planning to reach out to local nonprofits and boroughs to spread awareness about the problems associated with blight. The Lancaster County Career and Technology Foundation has launched a new skills-based initiative. Workforce 2020 provides education, training, and employment to churn out more skilled workers in the area. Partnering with the BB&T Economic Growth Fund, the center hopes to meet the heavy demand for skilled workers in high-wage occupations in Lancaster County.
We're going to focus on the welding program to expand the capacity and the students that are coming out with skills in welding, as well as the electrical mechanical program. So the welding program will be about 60 students initially, and the electrical mechanical program will be 30 students. We already have our enrollments and the classes are up and running.
Local business leaders and elected officials attended the presentation today at the LCCTC Mount Joy campus. Well, today marks exactly 72 years since the war in Japan ended, thus closing the book on World War II. The staff at the Ephrata VFW say it's important to cherish veterans from this area more and more as the years pass by.
Especially when you're here at the canteen to hear the older veterans of that era to talk about it. And it's nice to hear that and to continue that on, because once they're gone, you're never going to hear those stories again unless it's third, second, fourth time people have heard it and it's not as accurate. Just to hear it from those actual veterans is really, truly amazing.
Although August 14th was when the Japanese forces surrendered in 1945, Victory in Japan Day is also recognized on September 2nd when Japan signed surrender documents aboard the USS Missouri in Tokyo Bay. Well, Carl Kern will be back after the break with his complete weather forecast. And later on, an international pop star was seen on TV rocking a shirt from a small Pennsylvania state school. We'll tell you which one. One of Pennsylvania's smaller state schools made a national appearance last night. During the Teen Choice Awards, singer Adam Levine was spotted rocking a Clarion Golden Eagles t-shirt, something that PSSA enthusiasts went into a frenzy for on social media. There's been no confirmation of why the Maroon 5 frontman was sporting the gold and blue, but that didn't keep people from throwing out theories on Facebook and Twitter. Now,
what you got?
I think, and this was the theory, that Clarion tried to get Levine to play at Campus Fest a couple years ago.
Okay.
They sent him a t-shirt to try to entice him to come out to Clarion.
And he liked the colors.
And I think maybe the price was just a little bit too much.
All right. He doesn't have like an honorary doctorate from Clarion or anything?
He should. I'm a Clarion alum. I think he should. Just for repping Ernie the Eagle on national TV.
There you go.
Well, until next time, I'm John Buffone.
Brian Cass. Have a great night.